основании правила 39 временных правил подания господина Рамиза Алакбарова, заместителя специального координатора по
We will work with President Trump, with regional international partners, to transform a fragile and volatile ceasefire into just and lasting peace, with Palestinian agency and Palestinian liberation as our goal, with mutual recognition and peaceful coexistence as cornerstones. What we need is not a pause in the violence and injustice, but an end to them. Violence is an impasse. It must not be fueled nor tolerated. It must be stopped. And we will not relent in our rejection of violence against all civilians.
В отношении практики я предлагаю Совету пригласить принять участие в этом заседании.
The efforts to undermine the Palestinian Authority and its ability to perform its duties despite its full-fledged commitment to peace that has been put to test over the course of the last 2 years in unbelievable manners, aims at preventing our independence and our statehood. If there are requirements placed on the Palestinian Authority, it must be empowered to fulfill them. And Israel has also obligations that need to be monitored and implemented. We will not shy away from our obligations and from our commitments.
Future for Gaza while its people still live under fear. But our struggle is not over. There can be no peace, no future, and no rebuilding of Gaza while terror still remains. 13 fallen hostages remain in Hamas's hands. We will bring them home and give them the dignity they deserve. The world must keep the pressure where it belongs, on Hamas, to return the hostages, to lay down its weapons, and to honor the peace plan it signed.
As has been noted here today, the extremely disturbing and bloody, and for the global community that has been protesting and demanding peace for the Palestinian people, for the people of Gaza, where is the outrage? Where is it over these executions we've seen in recent days? Hamas is not just attacking Israelis. It's not just terrorizing hostages underground. It's not just using bodies as psychological warfare on families. They are openly killing their own people for propaganda, in addition to the human shields that they've used over the past years. And candidly, shame on the world for its silence in the wake of these executions.
What we need is not a pause in the violence and injustice, but an end to them. Violence is
The ceasefire and cessation of hostilities in Gaza are an important and long-awaited step, but still only the very first stage towards a long-term resolution of the Palestinian-Israeli conflict. Avoiding a recurrence of tragedy is only possible through the resumption of the political process, based on the well-known international legal framework of the two-state solution, which provides for the creation of an independent Palestinian state within the 1967 borders with East Jerusalem as its capital coexisting peacefully and security with Israel. This goal, repeatedly affirmed by the international community, must not be overshadowed by peacekeeping efforts, or even less so ignored in the development of action plans and roadmaps. We must also not forget the illegal construction of Israeli settlements on the Palestinian territory. These plans must be revised, and the settlements already built in violation of Security Council resolutions, including resolutions 446, 452, 465, and 2334. These settlements must be dismantled.
加沙冲突延宕2年，造成前所未有的平民。
The humanitarian catastrophe in Gaza must be alleviated without delay. Under 2 years of siege and blockade, the people of Gaza have undergone unspeakable suffering. Despite some resumption of humanitarian assistance at present, many obstacles persist and the urgent humanitarian needs are far from alleviated. Yesterday, the ICJ, International Court of Justice, released its advisory opinion making it clear that Israel has an obligation to cooperate with UNWRA, UN Relief and Works Agency for Palestinian Refugees in the Near East, and other agencies in delivering humanitarian assistance to Gaza. Israel must fulfill its obligations under international humanitarian law as the occupying power, open all borders, guarantee that large-scale entry of humanitarian supplies into Gaza and their safe and orderly distribution, and lift restrictions on aid operations by UNRWA and other humanitarian agencies.
Благодарю представителя Соединенных Штатов за его выступление. Сейчас предоставляю слово представителю Соединенного Королевства.
Thank you, President. Finally, while the eyes of the world are focused on Gaza, we must not forget what is happening in the West Bank. Once again, we condemn attacks by extremist, violent settlers on Palestinian farmers in the West Bank during the olive harvest. We call on Israel to take action to stop this violence, end settlement, expansion, and lift its financial restrictions which risk economic collapse in the West Bank.
В моем списке остается еще ряд ораторов, записавшихся для выступлений на этом заседании. Однако, с учетом...
And Hamas, after years of defiance, has been forced to accept what it long rejected, to release our hostages and to disarm. This was not achieved by chance, but by a unique combination of our courage and our conviction. Yet, our struggle is not over. 13 of our fallen hostages remain in Hamas captivity.